Hello everybody, and thanks for checking out my full review of the latest TAG Heuer 4th generation connected. This is the Calibre E4, released for 2022. Now if you like this video, please click the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of future videos. Now I plan to do a series on this watch. Check my other videos for the first impressions that I did on each size, and future videos with comparisons and tutorials. Now this is going to be a very detailed review. Feel free to refer to the notes. I chaptered it into sections for your convenience. Now I'm hoping this review and walkthrough will be a good resource to come back to if there's something that you want to figure out about the watch. Now on to the unboxing. Alright, so to get into the unboxing, the first thing you have is of course the standard black TAG Heuer cardboard box that comes with most TAG Heuer watches, and you have the TAG Heuer logo on the top. And you open that box up and you have an inner box, which I'll get into in a moment. It's a very good premium packaging here. But before I go there, they give you the quick start guide, and it gives it to you in multiple languages. It's also illustrated, and it gives you some barcodes to scan to get to the correct software. You have a quick instruction manual, simple instructions, and that's also in multiple languages with a guarantee card on the back. And then of course they give you a nice black cleaning cloth with the TAG Heuer logo on the top. And to get that box out of the way, you have the inner box, hard shell plastic case, TAG Heuer logo on the top, and you open that up, and I'll get to the watch in a moment. But they also give you a barcode here that'll take you right to the connected website. And over here, they give you the charging cable, and the charging cable is USB to USB-C. They give you a charging stand rather than a puck like they've done previously. This stand is great because it lets you put the watch on its side. It's got the TAG Heuer logo on the back, and it's got a lighted TAG Heuer logo here, and it lets you put the watch on the side, so this way it works almost like an alarm clock on the side table there. And then you have underneath here a cushion that'll hold on to extra straps, keep it in a secure location. And then you have the wall charger, and it's nice and small, portable. So if you do a lot of traveling, you have that. And then of course, you have the watch. Years ago, Apple Watch had partnered with Hermes and released Apple Watch with Hermes leather straps and exclusive custom watch faces. I had hoped that they would partner with a brand like TAG Heuer and release an Apple Watch with TAG leather and steel bands with custom TAG Heuer faces. I thought about how great it would look to have a Monaco face on an Apple Watch with perforated racing straps. So a few years later, TAG announced their own first smartwatch using Google software. I wasn't crazy about the first two generations, but 2020's third generation completely caught my attention. This looked like a true Carrera-style watch. The case was stainless steel with steel Carrera bracelet option, along with rubber and leather band options. At 45mm, it was very wearable. The screen was amazing. It had great digital and analog watch face options. Now click the eye on the top right hand of your screen to see the series of videos that I did on that watch. Over the last 2 years, TAG released multiple variations of the third generation of the Connected. So TAG just released a new 2022 version of the Connected called the Calibre E4. They continued with the great design of the third generation with the 45mm and added a smaller 42mm size option for those who felt previous generations were too large. This was very smart, and it's going to appeal to a larger customer base. The 45mm is available in black titanium on rubber with black titanium deployment clasp, which I'm reviewing here, stainless steel on steel H-style bracelet, and stainless steel on rubber with steel deployment clasp. The 42mm is available with stainless steel on steel bracelet, rubber or leather with steel deployment clasp. The bracelet on both size versions are the same style. The rubber on the 42mm is solid, and the 45mm rubber is perforated and vented. Both are very soft, flexible, and comfortable. There are different color options available in the store for leather and rubber straps. New TAG watches offer a proprietary quick change system on straps and bracelets. There's no spring bar, it's fixed to the case. So you just pull the small button back to release and clip the new strap on. This eliminates the need for tools and the possibility of scratching the lugs. The nice thing about TAG Heuer deployment clasps is infinite sizing. You aren't lining up holes, the clasp instead grips the end of the strap to allow you for perfect sizing. The only complaint that I have with the black titanium is that the new straps as of right now only come available with the stainless steel deployment clasp. You have to purchase the black clasp separately to match the case, which adds to the cost. Now you can swap out the black clasp to the new strap, but that defeats the purpose of the quick change system. All versions of the Calibre E4 watches have the same inside tech. The same sensors with ambient light sensor for auto screen brightness adjustment, accelerometer, barometer, compass, gyroscope, and heart rate sensors. They all have Qualcomm 4100 Plus processor. This is the latest smartwatch chip available. Now it's faster, more energy efficient for longer battery life, and it will be able to update to the new Wear OS 3 when it releases later this year. Now the battery on the 42mm is 330 mAh. The 45mm has larger 440 mAh battery and gets a little bit longer battery life than the 42. Now TAG advertises all day, but it is hard to lock down the actual length of time as we all use our smartwatches differently. I can only confirm that the battery life is definitely much better. Before, with heavy usage, I'd get a work day out of the battery and would sometimes have to charge it when I got home. I can now get through a whole day and put it on the charger at night before I go to bed. Big difference. They also use Bluetooth 5.0, which offers faster syncing and data transfers, Wi-Fi, and NFC. Now the pixel density is the same 366 ppi on both sizes. There's no speaker on the connected watches, but there's a microphone for Google Voice and Translate. Now I believe Android smartphones allow you to reply to messages using the microphone. iPhone messages are read-only. The rear of the watches are also the same. They have the heart rate sensors, charger connection, and it shows TAG Heuer Connected branding, 50-meter water resistance, and sapphire crystal. Both versions also come with a much better charger than the previous generations. This is a dock versus a puck, which allows you to place the watch on its side, and it sits on a night table as a desk clock while charging. There are a few differences between the 42 and the 45mm, and further differences between the 45mm steel versus titanium cases. The 42mm display size is 1.28 inches with 416 by 416 pixel resolution. The 45mm is 1.39 inches with a 454 by 454 pixel resolution. The screen is much brighter, and it's now more viewable in direct sunlight. The case designs between both sizes are similar. There's no physical bezel on the 42mm. It's one piece, and it curves to the edges. Now it almost has a dome-like appearance. It's very sleek looking. The 45mm ceramic bezel is flatter. The ceramic bezel on the stainless steel is polished, while the titanium bezel is a matte black finish. The crown on the 42mm is stainless steel. The 45mm crowns have a rubberized coating for a better grip. The stainless steel version has polished and brushed sections on the case. The titanium case is full matte black. The buttons on all versions have the same mechanical feeling click. And the buttons on the 45mm steel have a black painted groove down the center where the 42mm buttons are just flat. Outside of those differences, all Calibre E4 connected watches perform exactly the same. I found this watch was easier and faster to connect and set up on my iPhone, and they simplified the process. It all went very quick with no issues, but you do need to be on a Wi-Fi network during setup. So that covers the hardware. So what's new with the software? It's more polished, it's easier to use, and it's very stable. They give you the necessities and improved fitness features of the watch. You can add the apps that you want from the Google Play Store, and the selection of apps available are growing. The experience is more fluid and responsive. There's no lag at all. The notifications are instant. I typically get them on my iPhone and watch almost at the same time. The interactions with the watch are similar to past versions of Wear OS. Swipe down for the quick settings. This gives you the actual settings app, airplane mode, power save, find my phone, Google Pay for touchless payments, theater mode to turn off the display and alerts when you're in a movie theater, do not disturb, and the bottom shows connection status and battery life. Swipe up for your notifications. Whatever notification you have set on your phone will go to the watch, which is emails, texts, update statuses. I get notifications from my Ring doorbell and Next thermostat. Swipe left for configurable tiles. You can set this up for on-demand access for your priority apps. Now I set up for my calendar, weather, fitness goals. A long press on a tile, you could swipe up and remove the tile. Press the left or right arrows below to move them to priority. And you could swipe all the way to the right, and that's where you can add tiles. Now you swipe right, and that'll get you the OK Google Voice feature. You can also set the watch to always listening if you use OK Google a lot. The two buttons are customizable to access any app that you want. Pressing the crown enters the app screen. You can scroll through the apps using the crown or swiping up or down, and it's also very incredibly responsive as you can see. The top three apps are your recent apps, and they're fixed at the top. Below that, you can move apps that you use more often to the top or bottom by long pressing that app. Long pressing once will move it to the top, long press it again and it's going to move it to the bottom. Now here's a quick walkthrough with some of the apps. Most manufacturers include their own fitness apps. Tag Heuer gives 3 really good ones: Tag Heuer Sports, Tag Heuer Wellness, and Tag Heuer Golf. Tag Heuer Sports allows you to track a number of activities using timers, GPS location, heart monitoring, and it lets you customize the information and how you want it to work. There's a great fitness training section in the app which guides you with animations and coaches you how to exercise properly. There are a lot of exercises included, and it's a great resource for doing your workouts properly. Wellness tracks your daily steps, heart rate, and calories burned. It's got a similar ring display as the Apple Watch to track your daily fitness goals. Now scroll down to see your progress, and you can change your goals on the fly. Install the Golf app on your phone to download golf courses and track your golf game. They've installed courses from all around the world. There's a stopwatch and a timer that can be used with the buttons. The stopwatch has a lap timer which allows you to display lap times when you're complete. The timers are easy to set up by swiping through hours, minutes, and seconds, and it vibrates on your wrist to notify you when that time is up. Agenda takes you through your upcoming calendar. The alarm allows you to set multiple alarms. You can set them by the day, by the time, by the hour, and it vibrates on the wrist at the time that you set. Contact synchronizes with your phone. Now you could either swipe through them, or you could search by voice or keyboard. Find My Phone gives a quick timer so you could easily turn it off if you accessed it accidentally. Now if you don't turn it off, it sends a very loud ring to your phone so you can easily find it. Every Wear OS watch comes with Google Fit apps, Flashlight, Google Pay, Play Store to download apps, reminders, settings, translate, and weather. You can customize the Connected Calibre E4 with your preferences in the settings on the watch, or through Tag Heuer's app or Wear OS application. On the watch, you can enter settings by either tapping the gear at the top when you swipe down, or in the applications. You can customize the display watch faces through settings, or on the home screen. Long press the screen, scroll left and right to the faces, and I'm going to walk you through the watch faces and the settings after. You can adjust the brightness, sunlight boost which brightens the screen to maximum in direct sunlight, and then you can change the font size and toggle the always on screen. In apps and notifications, you don't really want to go into the first 3, app info, app notifications, and app permissions. Notification preview lets you customize it to show the notification until you turn it off, normal which gives you a quick preview, and none which has you swipe up from the home screen when you want to access them. You can set Do Not Disturb so when the watch is off the wrist it won't keep buzzing and it keeps your info private. You can override Do Not Disturb for reminders, events, and alarms. You can also set the vibration pattern to normal, long, and double vibrate. In gestures, you can toggle Tilt to Wake. PowerSave Tilt to Wake lets you set the brightness levels on a quick time check when it wakes up to conserve battery. You can toggle Touch to Wake on and off, and then you can set it up to tilt to navigate and scroll. Connectivity goes into your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, NFC, and GPS settings and lets you activate airplane mode. Accessibility only has one setting, and it allows you to triple tap on the screen to zoom in. General lets you show unread notification dot. Launch media controls, so if you're listening to music on your phone, you could pause, play, and skip without having to take your phone out. You could also launch the watch tutorial for a quick walkthrough on the watch. Personalization lets you choose which account you'll use, lock the screen, customize the buttons to open apps, smart replies which work with Android phones, input methods allowing you to choose which keyboard to use by region, assistant access to push the crown in to access OK Google, and device administration for IT professionals to control access and organizations that give these to employees. Storage shows you the size of each app on the watch. System lets you change the date and time settings to let the network update the time and time zones, or set them yourself and toggle 12 and 24-hour time. Last thing I'd like to go over are the watch faces. To change watch faces, long press the watch face currently on your screen. You swipe left or right to choose a watch face. Now if there's a gear below that face, you can change the look and complications that you want to see and completely customize some of these faces. Scroll all the way to the right to retrieve a watch face if you removed one and want it back. Scroll all the way down for more faces, and it'll take you to Google Play Store to download your own. Here are the current Tag watch faces that come preloaded on the watch. Tag Heuer tends to add new watch faces periodically with updates. Some of the faces replicate actual Tag Heuer Carrera dials, and you can customize some of the sub-dials with widgets. For instance, the Heuer O2 is the most customizable, so I'm going to use that as an example of how to work with these custom faces. Long press it and tap the gear below the face to customize it. You start with the color. Now swipe up and you could add a subdial. Swipe left and right to customize that subdial. Swipe up to customize the center. Swiping left or right will change the color and style. Swipe up to bring up the hands, and swipe left or right to change the color and the style of the chrono hand. Swipe up again and it brings up the subdials. Swipe left or right to change them from the chrono dials to the customizable widgets. Now if you're using widgets, touch each subdial to show what each one will display. Last, you could swipe up to display the color of the markers when the watch is in sleep mode. Now it looks like a lot and it's easier to configure these screens on the phone app, but it is a lot of fun that you could really make these dials yours. So the other faces they offer are Riverside, which is a moving dial, Wellness, which shows your fitness rings on the dial full time, Porsche, which offers a lot of textures and colors on a chrono type face, Classic, which has sunburst style dials to work with in different colors, Helios is more of a modern looking dial with larger markers, Orbital is another one of the moving screens, Synopsis offers more information on a single watch dial, Timekeeping is one of my favorites. It's a pure digital display with bright colors to choose from. Smartwatches used to be for gadget geeks. When the Apple Watch came out and became more mainstream with customizable faces and straps, Tag Heuer was forward-thinking enough to capitalize where the market was going. They've evolved the connected line to look like a true luxury watch with quality materials. The faces are seriously high definition and next level. There are times I'll look down at my watch and almost forget it's a display. It's really amazing. The Calibre E4 connected watch is a great update from the previous version. The smaller 42mm size was incredibly smart. It opens the door for a lot more people to discover the connected line. It is amazing how much you can customize these watches to really make them yours. Faces, settings, and straps let you really tailor these watches to your personality and style, and you could change them up to work with any occasion. The third generation had the looks, and it was a good watch when it was released. Software updates did make it better, but Tag addressed its shortcomings in this generation with the better display, battery life, processor, and connectivity. The only complaint I could think of is a proprietary strap changing system. It can only work with the straps Tag Heuer sells. Having the black titanium watch, I'm hoping Tag starts offering their straps with the black clasp option to order. Right now, Wear OS 3 is exclusive to Samsung. It's going to be available to the Calibre E4 later this year, which should improve the performance and battery life, and I'm sure they're going to add more features and watch faces. So that's it for my full review. I hope you found it helpful. As I mentioned earlier, I'm planning on multiple videos coming out on this watch, so keep an eye out. So if you like this review, please click on the thumbs up, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified on future reviews. You can also find me on Twitter at DougFNJ. Please leave a comment below if you have any questions and just your basic feedback on your thoughts on the watch. So I want to thank you again for watching. Be safe and have a great day.